Ladies and gents, ladies and germs, today is the last Sunday of July. I don't know about you guys. I woke up, I didn't know what to do with my life. Watch fucking Law and Order shows. I went to the gym. I went to eat. I went to the grocery store. And it's just like, I can't find anything to watch on TV. But I have some great news for you. This is the last Sunday without football. Woo! We did it. We fucking did it. Next Thursday, August 1st, we're going to have the Hall of Fame game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. And this is it, man. Next Sunday, we'll have some football. I know after next Sunday, some of you are going to be like, okay, I'm ready for the real thing. You know, this guy sucks. This guy's not playing hard, you know, whatever. Me, I'll be like a little kid coming from school, turn on the TV and just stare at the TV for a few hours, you know, just like you know, just listening, watching all the videos on YouTube, just reading about it, all the applications, the football apps, and you know, all that stuff, trying to stay on top of it. It's so much to cover, man. It's ridiculous, man. This week, we already had some bad injuries. Well, I guess not really so much bad injuries, but I guess the first team who really got affected by all these, it was the New York Giants. They got one Shepard with the ACL, Golden Tate out. You know, they hurt by receivers right now. But, you know, the New York Giants are a big organization, almost like the New England Patriots. You know, they are a multi-champion team. You know, I can totally see them going 2-2, especially because that division is weak. You know, maybe it's not weak. Maybe it's just weird. Like, you know, the division is open down. Nobody really dominating. So, I mean, I can totally see them going 2-2, maybe even 2-3 in the first game, 5 games. And then they get Golden Tate back. They could probably pick up another player by then. Or maybe somebody else is stepping up. And some of the draft receivers, you know, they can still make the playoffs with the 9-7, you know. But I don't know. I mean, that's just what happened this week. And also, this morning it was tweeted out that AJ Green is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. He would not be ready for the opening season. And, you know, it's 6 to 8 weeks now. So it most likely will be like about a month, maybe like 4 weeks of the regular season that he's going to be at least out. I believe he tore some ligaments on his right ankle. So it's you know, other than that, it has been some injuries. The Patriots, Julian Edelman, fractured his thumb, so he's gonna be out a few weeks. But I was not expecting to see him a lot playing during the off season, especially when he tore his ACL 2 years ago. You know, Belichick doesn't risk their players that much unless he really has to. Like the third game, you know, everybody knows the third game of the preseason, that's when most of the starters play. So other than that, I was not expecting to see him play a lot this preseason. But I also, since we're talking about my boy Julian Edelman, which that's my homeboy, that's my man. You know, I love that guy, the Super Bowl MVP. I want to just throw this. I was watching the top 100 players ranking by the players and all this. They got my boy ranking at number 90. Alright, so I understand there's a lot of players in the league. You know, you're talking about 53 guys in the roster times 32 teams. It's a shit lot of players. And if you are in the top 100, I think you are pretty damn good. Alright? I don't have a problem with that. He's the Super Bowl MVP from last Super Bowl. He's been doing this for 10 years. I know he's not like impressive, but his numbers, he's the second most receiver just behind Jerry Rice with the most receiving yards in the postseason. He has 3 Super Bowl rings. Like he's been doing this for a long time. Like I say, at least 10 years, and he's putting numbers every single season. All right, you got guys. You got these guys. These players got they got guys ranked ahead of him with in a like way ahead of him. Like the tight end from the Colts, Ibrahim. I don't even know his last name. Man. All he is a big ass fucking dude. Yeah, he can catch here and there, but is he top 5 tight end in the league? Oh, I don't think so. And you have him ahead of Julian for at least, I think he's number 73 or something, like almost 20 numbers in front of him. Are you kidding me? You got Big Ben all the way in number 40. I know all quarterbacks, they get ranked a little higher, but Big Ben, I don't believe he's a top 5 quarterback either. Not even a top 10. All these guys are coming up. They got Baker Mayfield ranked ahead of Julian. It's a debate. He's younger or whatever. He had a great season, but I mean, has he really proved anything? I mean, I don't know, man. Matthew Stafford is overrated. Andrew Luck, is he overrated? I mean, is he worth that much money? All this stuff, man. It's like, I don't know, man. It really pisses me off, but I don't know. I wrote some notes out of it was gonna be some kind of like bold predictions, not only for this upcoming year, but maybe the next 2-3 years, and it's just basically it's like seeing the way the league is turning, like the direction that it's taking. I'm basing the basically thinking that this is gonna happen. So, anyways, one of the things I wrote is like I feel like Le'Veon Bell is gonna change teams again. Part of the reason is because I don't think he's gonna be successful with the Jets. He's a big diva. He probably demand a new contract within the next couple, 2-3 years, and he's gonna be out of there. I feel like the same thing might happen to Antonio Brown. Now, Antonio Brown has more chances just because the Raiders got a big commitment with John Gruden, for the next 10 years. So he's gonna be. I feel like John Gruden is gonna be around for at least 4 or 5 years, half of his contract. And I feel like Antonio is going to be there for those 4 or 5 years at least. So, but eventually I feel like he'll change teams. If everything goes south pretty quick though. They're supposed to move to Vegas, and somehow I feel like Vegas is going to be a playoff team right away. Within that first or second season. They're going to be. They're gonna be there though. It's a lot of money involved. And a lot of people started talking about the conspiracy of are they buying a championship? Or are they buying their way into the Super Bowl with building a stadium in Vegas? They want all this money to come in and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's just talk. What else did I have over here? Oh, well, I also think Carson Wentz might switch teams though. I think he is a little overrated, and I feel like that Eagles Wentz, it's gonna be a divorce coming up pretty soon though. I don't, unless he can stay healthy, but he's just one of those quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks for some reason. Like RG3. He was good. Everybody's feeling in love with him. He gets hurt, and then next time he's out of a job, and it's hard for him to stay in the team, and it's just stay healthy. It's just, I feel like the same thing's gonna happen with Carson Wentz. Another bold prediction, if you want to call this, I feel like Kirk Cousins is another guy who eventually is gonna leave the Vikings. I don't think they're gonna work out. it can go both ways. It can either he can get another deal with them, like an extension or something like that, or he can just get out of there. They kick him out of there, and that's gonna depend pretty much on what happens this season. So this season you're neutral. Now you can either go up or you can go down, man, and it's up to you. My other bold prediction was the Giants with this quarterback that they drafted, Jones, and everybody's like, "Well, Eli is on his last year of the contract. He's on his way out." Well, I feel like they just got into the carousel, and now it's gonna be a big carousel playing over there in New York and the Big Apple. They got that Big Apple, so you got to play a big carousel. And I feel like my bold prediction is that they're gonna have at least three new quarterbacks within the next 2 years, which I already have two, Jones and Eli. I feel like they're both gonna play this year, and if that happens, next year will be the third guy coming up, either to back up Jones or to fight for that job if they get rid of Eli and Jones cannot deliver. Another bold prediction I think I got over here is Kyle Murray, the very first draft of this year, will win at least one division the next few years. I'm not saying this year, but I can see next year or the year after that he can win the division. And it's a tough division, man. You're talking about the Seahawks and the Rams. They're like right there, competing, and it's gonna be tough. But that's my bold prediction right there. Hold on, before I move on to the next. The coach for the Arizona Cardinals is the same coach that Murray had in college, and the marriage is perfect. It's they have all the keys to be successful. Though they have a good defense, they just need to pick up a couple more players. Like I said, they're not ready to win this year, but it's gonna happen. And another thing is gonna happen because the Rams not gonna, the Rams are the team to win right now, and they're not gonna be around the next 2 years, or they're not gonna be this dominant the next couple years though. The same with the Seahawks, I know they hit a little slump and whenever they had to pay Russell Wilson, but they've been drafting good, so they have a good players coming up again. The problem is those players gonna demand money, and that's just the way teams are nowadays. They go up and down because you get those good players start going up, they start demanding money. You pay a few here and there, and then you start losing some other ones that you can't afford. Well, next time you get a couple of bad years, and then later by later you start drafting good again, and you start picking up players here and there, developing players, and it's just up and down. That's why the Patriots are so successful, because they don't really go through all that emotion up and down. They just get scraps here and there and pretty much make it work, So my next prediction, since being the Chargers and the LA Rams, they have this is the two LA teams, right? And they're talking about maybe bringing another one. They're gonna have a big ass stadium. That stadium is gonna be huge. Well, my bold prediction is the first team to make it to the Super Bowl out of LA, it will be the Chargers. And that's just a bold prediction because why not, right? But I think it's the Chargers and not the Rams, just because it's hard to get back to back. So I'm automatically eliminating the Rams this year for my contention. It's not impossible, but that's just my theory. I don't know. I think it's very hard to go back to back though. And I'm gonna contradict myself with my final uh, ball prediction for this last Sunday of football. Last Sunday without football. You ready? Give me all the hard time you want. My next ball prediction, and it might not be too bold for some of them, but who cares? I don't give them. I think the Super Bowl, the Patriots will win at least one more Super Bowl before Brady retires. I think this is last year for Brady. To be honest, he's also in his last year of the contract. He's 42 right now. He's about to be 42 in a few weeks. I don't see him signing him for more than 2 years. Maybe they'll sign him for one more year, but we need to talk in February. You know, we need to talk after the season is over. We need to see where he's at, how the season went, and is he really have what it takes to play one more year. But at this point, I don't believe so though. He's looking great. He's working out. He is throwing supposed to be farther, and he's faster than what he used to be, which is not ridiculous fast, but I mean, he's improving. The problem is to keep it through the whole season. It's a long season. Can he take the same level all year long? You know, don't go down. Don't go down. Can you maintain at the same level? I don't know. I really doubt the man. I really doubt it. I mean, I don't know. He hasn't quite played that hard to where like his body's gonna just give up. But it's a long season, man. You know, your body starts taking longer and longer to recover. So I don't know. This is the last Sunday without football. I wish you the best. I pray for all of these guys who don't get hurt. It's inevitable. They're gonna get hurt, and I hope it doesn't happen to any of the big stars on your team. I hope we have a great season, and I see you this Thursday. I'll talk to you this Thursday after the Hall of Fame game. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.